Sorry about the long wait. It's been over a year since we got a video out. We're gonna do a boat update today. He's gonna show you what he did, all the adjustments, changes he made. Does anybody have a spare battery before we get started that might be able to help my dad out?
All right, I just wanted to talk to you guys about a few things that I've done in the boat. We found it makes life a lot easier for fishermen. I used to have a problem with having to get up, go up there, open up those containers up there, find the tackle boxes I'm looking for, and just to bring them back here, use them, leave them in the floor, put them away a week later. So I decided that I was gonna make me some things where I could get access to my tackle without getting up. So I started building these boxes. This one here has been around for a while. I built this one here in 2008. When I built it, I made sure that I built it with the same materials and stuff as the boxes, as the rest of the boat, so it would appear to have came in the boat. And this box here has been in 10 different positions, and finally I think I got it where it should have been on day one. See, I got 7, I got a 3, 4, 5, I had up to 11 tackle boxes in here, and it works out real good because I don't have to get up to get at them, and I can just put them back away as soon as I got what I want. I could just pop it back in there. I wanted a place to put my life jacket. So about 3-4 months ago, I started building one just particularly for this one, because I like to leave it. I like to leave it attached to the motor. I like to leave it attached to the motor. So when I put it on, I'm ready to go. So I didn't like leaving it back there, and I just didn't like leaving it in the floor or putting it away up there. So I decided to build a box big enough for this here. And I did. And at first it was fine, but it was only big enough to hold this here. And then I started saying, well, I needed a little bigger. So this box has been 3 or 4 different sizes, but now I think I got it perfect to what I needed for it. I got smaller tackle boxes in there. I got GoPro camera stuff in there, stuff that I don't use every day, but that I need close. I got them in there, and it works out pretty good for me. All of this here you see was built by me. I decided I was tired of those computer brackets, so I went out and I bought some angle iron and cut some wood, hooked it to the angle iron, put my TVs on top of it. And this is the best place I done found for these 2 screens. So now I can do my mapping, and I can do my 360, and all of that. I can have all of that going at one time. I usually use these here to listen for the fish more than look at the fish. I use these to more or less listen for the beeps. Okay, something else I wanted to talk to you about. When I bought this boat, like I said, it had a console. All of this here stuff was in the console. And this here board here was holding the power shifter. I just moved everything from the console to here. And along the way, I decided that it made no sense. There's just some changes I decided to make. It made no sense for there to be a switch for the light in the front, a switch for the light in the back, and a switch to make them both come on at the same time. I figured you only use those at night, so I spliced the wires and I ran them direct. So now when I plug in a light, they come on. When I pull the lights out, they go off. And then I alleviated those switches. I got rid of those switches. When you out on your boat and you jump in the waves, the more electronics you have hooked up, the more electronics go bad. So all of a sudden you're fishing and nothing works because your boat's been bouncing, wires then came loose and all kind of garbage. So I done got rid of all the unnecessary switches. So I just got the switches for the live well, the switches for the horn, the switches for the inside of the light, and the pump to pump the water out of the boat. That's it. So I just I redid this here just recently too. I just went and bought new wood, cut new holes, and just made it streamline more. Just the stuff that I actually need. So that you can do too. Stuff like that you could do yourself. Go out, buy the matching carpet, and just fix stuff yourself. Wait, something else I want to show you is over here in Arizona, you have to deal with the sun, and so I decided that I was gonna get me one of those outdoor umbrellas that you use in the backyard and see if I could mount it in the boat some kind of way. So what I did was I went out and I bought an $84 umbrella from Walmart, I think it was. I ordered it from Walmart. It cost like $84. And I went to putting it in, setting it up in the boat. But I had a problem because it's like 8 feet tall. So I set it up in the boat, and when I lifted it up, it was like way up in the air. And so I had to do something about it. So what I did was I cut down. This is the base for it. And what I did was I cut it in half and put the notches in it to bring it down some. So now the umbrella is about 6 feet. I'm 6 feet tall, so I can stand up under it with no problem. And it works. So there's a picture that will be coming out with the boat with the umbrella on top of it, and you'll see how it's working. I got it pulled out into the sun, and you will see how it's working. I took it fishing a couple times. It really works. You know, it really works good. So you might want to, you know, copy it. That's what I do. I see something that works, that's good. I just copy it. That's the simplest thing you can do. This boat used to be a console boat. As soon as I bought it, I took the console out and I made it a tiller boat. But in this boat in particular, the floor is kind of, the floor ain't that sturdy. So me making it a tiller boat and putting everything back there where it wasn't meant to be, the floor kind of always has been an issue. I found myself moving the chair around to get it firm, and I put new holes in to make it more firm and stuff. And then finally I just decided to support the floor. So I went out and bought a sheet of 3/4 plywood. I cut it to size, how big I wanted it, and I decided that I'll mount the plywood to the floor and then mount the seat to the plywood, and it's working perfectly. I should have did this here I should have did this here back in 2008 when I started this project. So things take time, but see, now that you see it, you might have the same issue, and this is how I solved it. It might work for you. It don't look bad. As long as you match up the carpet and you do everything neat, it's there, but it's not. My feet never hardly even touch it. So that was one of my concerns, tripping on it and stuff like that, but it's like it's not there. But it's the most firmest I've been able to be out on the water, because on the floor here, I think it's 1/2 inch plywood, and that's actually 3/4 inch plywood. So it's much better, and it works better for me. So like I said, you have problems, fix them. Figure it out, get a plan, put your plan together, and execute it.
You want to talk about the bounty thing?
I just ran across this. I actually ran across this here item. This here item about, I want to say, a year ago. It's a air ride system. Works really good. It's like you're floating on air at all times. I got back issues, and I've always came home in pain you know, from fishing, bouncing, jumping them waves out there. And I finally found this thing. I finally went and purchased it and got it over with. And so far, it's the best thing that ever happened for me and my spine. So,
How much did it cost?
I think I paid $750 something for it.
And what's the install time?
It took me. I figure it'd take about, even for an amateur, it'd take an hour. An hour to put it together, figure it out, put it together and stuff. It's not hard at all. It's direct. Now I have had to, you know, send them back a few times because they came with issues. And but I must say this here, the people that I bought this from, they immediately just put another one in the mail and sent it to me. So I'm happy about that. But I think it's the greatest thing. If you have back issues, if you spend a lot of time on the water going across them waves, this here is the ticket. This is the ticket for me. So that's something else you might want to think about checking out, especially you older guys like me. This is the ticket. It costs a little bit, but it pays for itself in 1 or 2 trips as far as that pain goes and not having to deal with it.
Well, gotta wrap it up for this video. When's the next one coming out? What are we gonna do for your fans?
A fishing video coming soon.
Fishing video coming soon. Where at? Huh? Lake Pleasant.
Lake Pleasant. Fishing video coming soon.